to the Stoop Tea. So I am your co-host, Rosa Enid.
And I am Liz Santana. Welcome back to our second episode. There's women in their 30s, approaching their 30s, because I'm not there yet, but I'm scraping it.
So I am actually 30.
Yeah, Rosa's 30.
Yeah, I'm about to be 31 in a couple of months, actually.
She's soon to be scraping 40. I'm kidding.
You're not that far off from 40 now. I always thought that by the time that I was 30, I would be married. I'd have like my 3 kids in our perfect home and everything. And nowadays...
Wait, I have to stop you. You want 3? You sure?
Yeah, I want like 3 or 4.
That's what you say now, girl. That is what you say now. Because when you have your first and your second, you can be like, wait, better thing. I don't know about all this.
As much as I've always wanted to, by now, already have 3 or 4 kids and, living my perfect housewife life, I've lately been thinking like, I don't want my kids right now at 30. I actually want to wait like maybe 2 or 3 more years.
I mean, look, listen, nowadays is not the same as before. Before, life was easier. Finding an apartment was easier, 100 times easier. Back then, I feel like it was easier to come up with a $30 to $40 to $60 to $300 rent rather than having to come up with a $2,000 rent. It's not the same. It's very different.
2,000 to 3,000 because it depends on where you live.
Depending on where you want to live, if you want to live in a nice neighborhood, if you want a nice apartment, it really depends. Like right now, I live in New York City. And a 1-bedroom apartment or studio to 1-bedroom apartment fluctuate between $1,500 to up to $1,900, sometimes even $2,100 if you want a really, really nice apartment. That's not easy. Not even for people that are married to pay that much money. You know what I mean? So imagine a single person. And then again, you do have people that do live beyond their means.
A lot of people do want to live beyond their means. I know these people que siempre están complaining about money, but I'm like, but you just went on a freaking shopping spree like a crazy person.
I feel like it also comes with the generation. They have this saying, it's called stop trying to be hood rich. Hood rich is you're broke, but you have $200 jeans on, Gucci shirt, you're driving a Mercedes, but your fridge is empty. That's hood rich. You know what I mean? Like the fact that you don't got $1 saved in your bank account, but you have $400 shoes on. You have Yeezys on with like True Religions and like God knows what else. And I feel like that does come with our generation. A lot of people in our generation just don't know how to money manage, unfortunately. You think about it and you're like, damn, I'm approaching 30. And again, I'm hooked on social media. So social media, you're looking at these people and you're like, wow, they just bought a house. You start comparing yourself to people that you went to school with or people that you're friends with. And you're like, oh, I want what they have.
When you start letting social media take a toll on what you're doing with your daily life and making decisions on, I need to get this because they have that, it really takes a negative toll on your life, especially because you don't know the type of finances this person has. You're not in their shoes. You're not in their life. You don't even know what they had to do or what they had to sacrifice to actually...
The struggles. I always say that.
You don't know what they had to do to actually get that.
The thing that we do most nowadays is that, again, comparing. We start comparing ourselves. But what we see is a picture of what the person is depicting online. They want to depict that they're happy, that they're doing well, that they're doing this, that they're doing that. But what we don't see behind that picture is all the days that person probably went without having $1 in their pocket to buy a cup of coffee because they wanted to save, because they wanted to move out. We don't know what that person went through. Sometimes I know people that literally will eat pizza for lunch and dinner for 6 whole months straight just because they want to save. We sit there, right? And we have social media. We look at social media. We begin to compare ourselves to what we want, to what other people have. But then again, don't forget that's just a picture of 1 minute or 1 moment or 30 seconds of their entire life.
I have a lot of friends and I know a lot of women who are 30 or over 30 and, we're still single. We're still living out our careers and focusing on ourselves. But we're getting to that point where we do want to have kids. And unfortunately for women, we always feel like we have a freaking due date on our forehead.
Race against time.
Exactly.
That's what we feel like we have.
So,
but then again, it depends, right? Because thinking about it, we really do have a race against time. Because I know so many women, like in my family and friends, that they're like, oh, well, I want to have all my kids by the age of 35.
Our organs have an expiration date, basically.
Right. So it's kind of, for us, it is a race against time. It's not that we're trying to rush through things, but it is a race against time.
There's so many women I know that are professional, always put their career first. They're in their 30s and still single. And I know that there's a big fear and not finding the right partner, not finding the perfect partner, because when you really grow up and you have standards and you know exactly what you want, there aren't plenty of fish in the sea. And it shouldn't be like that. But unfortunately, that's the pressure that women feel, especially when they're successful. Once you're dating someone, they start thinking, okay, now if I want to have kids, if I make it work with this guy, basically, we need to be married in 6 months. And then we have to start having kids 2 months later, because then I'll make the deadline of having my kids before I'm 40. If I break up with him, I have 5 weeks to find my next boyfriend to still have my schedule and deadline.
But then again, nowadays, you don't really have that many options either.
We do have options out there, but are we even putting ourselves out there and letting people know? Because so many women are in their 30s wishing they were in a relationship, but they're not really going out there and exploring the field to find exactly what they want.